Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to relieve neck stiffness and neck pain, okay? So I have my friend right here and we're just going to kind of show you some insights on what's behind stiffness of the neck, okay? Now, the first thing you need to know is that 90% of all the motion in the neck happen between the skull and the first bone, right up in here, okay? So when you turn your head, most of the motion is up here, not down here. So that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on with this technique. It's between this first bone called the atlas and the skull. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, so you can see on this plastic model that there are muscles, tendons, and ligaments that tightly connect the skull to the first bone right here, okay, and the second bone as well. So there's a lot of muscles and ligaments and tendons that are connecting these two right here, and from whiplash, from injury, they can get really, really tight, okay? Now, one thing you need to know is that if your digestion is off, if you have a lot of constipation or bloating, there's certain nerves that can go up to the brainstem and make this area very, very tight. In other words, you can have a lot of neck stiffness from your digestion. So that would explain the people who do a lot of massage and chiropractic to the neck, but it keeps coming back over and over and over. In which case, you would want to do some work on the digestive system. I put a link down below of how to do that. But in this video, we're going to talk specifically what you do for this upper cervical area right here. Okay, so the first test that we're going to do, we're going to put our thumbs right underneath your skull, and we're going to rock it back and forth to feel the motion. And you're going to put your thumb on these little outer projections of the first cervical vertebra called the transverse process, okay? So let's go ahead and do that right now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to just take your thumbs and kind of dish them underneath your skull, okay, right here. And then you want to kind of turn your head left and right. And what you're looking at, what you're feeling, is the symmetry or the movement of the first bone, and see if it's moving from left to right. So you're going to turn all the way and turn this way right here. So on me, when I go this side, I can feel this does not want to keep going, okay? Now a chiropractor could fix this pretty quick, and I do recommend you find a chiropractor if you have an obstructed or a lack of range of motion on this area. However, we're going to just work on the muscles right here. So the technique of this is you're going to take your thumb and you're just going to stretch like 3 or 4 times into the area of restriction. Okay? And then you're going to just kind of move your neck around. You're going to see it like opened up really, really nice. Okay, that's step 1. So you're basically just isolating the area of lack of motion, getting it to move better, stretching it, and then we're going to do step 2. So in step 2, what we want to do is we want to take these ligaments and muscles that are connecting between the skull and the first and second bones right here, and we're going to stretch these, okay? So this is more of a stretch, and we want to just separate the skull from this first bone right here. So we're going to do it with our thumbs, and we're going to be stretching up this way, okay? Now, if you think about it, your head is on a little rod right here, and it's rotating like this, right? So we're going to be stretching all these ligaments and tendons from here all the way around in a circular manner right here. So right here, we want to stretch this way, here, this way, okay? And then here, this way, and then over here. So we're going to be stretching around this central point. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this right now. Okay, so the first thing you do is going to take your thumb, and you're just going to take right underneath the skull, and you're going to lift and flex forward, okay? So you're going to kind of, you're separating out the distance between the skull and the first cervical vertebra, okay? So you're going to stretch that several times, and you're going to inch your thumb more to the midline and start to stretch it forward. So you're tucking your chin in like this, and you're lifting the skull. You're creating space. Okay? Now we're going to inch a little bit inward this way and come up this way, up this way, okay? And come to the center right here. And then I like to take my middle finger right here. I'm not flipping you off, but I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to take my thumb and just kind of stretch it so I can use both hands. And I'm lifting up and going forward, okay? Creating a space, and then I'll take right here and I'll stretch this way. This is the do-it-yourself version. And I'm creating just a space between here to raise that up, okay? So right now, my neck feels like one of those little heads in the back of the car, like the neck is really nice and loose. So go ahead and do this right now. Pause the video and come back for step number 3, now that you actually open the space through here. Okay, number 3, we're going to actually work on the muscles on the front part right here. You have a lot of different muscles and ligaments that are right underneath the neck that go to the front part of the spine, and we're going to stretch that out. Okay, so for this one, you're going to just take your thumb, okay, up underneath this mandible right here, your chin, and you're going to just kind of press up underneath the muscles. It'll be very tender, and you're just going to massage those right here, right here. Okay, you're going to come right around and start working the muscles up underneath this mandible. Okay? And what I like to do is I like to take the muscles here and stretch. Okay? You can do it one at a time. Okay, good. So that quick little stretch, what we did is we kind of loosened up the front part. And now go ahead and move your neck around. It should be very nice and loose. So we released the front part and the back part. This is a real quick way of getting your neck really, really loose. So go ahead and try this and put your comments down below. So if you don't have this book, you might want to check it out. It's entitled, It's Not Lose Weight to Get Healthy, It's Get Healthy to Lose the Weight. Healthy Ketosis and Intermittent Fasting. Check it out. I put a link down below.